comment?
Where's Grandpa?
Right there. Good guy.
Going straight out.
Ralph's Grandpa? That's what I call it. He didn't even have a chair.
Sure they're quiet.
Put one in the middle.
You spoke.
It's not like at the house. Drown you out.
All right, 9 o'clock. Y'all gentlemen ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning to everybody. I hope all of y'all are warm. Had a wonderful warm weekend. Watched a little football, a little ice. Today is Monday, January 26, 2026, 9 o'clock a.m. Gonzales County Commissioners Court will now be in session. Looking at public comment, we do have one, Susan Sankey. It's all yours. Oh yeah, make note that Commissioner Brzezowski is not here today. However, we do have a quorum. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. My name is Susan Sankey. I'm with the Gonzales Economic Development Corporation, and I'm simply here today to express my gratitude to the county. We landed a project with a company called Synergos. We did a soft groundbreaking in 2025, and they've been busy working on that site up there. If you haven't driven on Steering Road, especially appreciate the work that Commissioners and Commissioner Staten. It really looks a lot different up there than it did a year ago. So I know how much you value jobs and taking care of the community, and this project provides up to 145 jobs that will be phased in over 2 years, and they're already starting to initiate some of the first phase hiring projects. So just wanted to give you a brief update, but more than anything, thank you for none of these things happen alone, so we all have to work together to do the good things that happen in our community, and I appreciate your work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
And I have to say too, I did actually drive down that road the other day, and it is awesome on that one side.
Right, we're just waiting on the other side to get ready, and we're gonna help them out with
Yep.
this.
Y'all did an awesome job on that
The
there.
railroad has built like a $1 million, it's about a $1 million rail spur, and it's about a $50 million investment by the company. So.
All right. That concludes public comment. We'll move into the consent agenda. The following may be acted upon in one motion. A commissioner, the county judge, or citizen may request items to be pulled for separate discussion and or action. Y'all had the opportunity to go over the consent agenda.
I haven't, and I just got a little question. If I did, like the treasurer report, if I did want something out of it, who would answer to that? Court.
Let's say the treasurer would.
Okay, is she present?
Treasurer is not present.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
I don't have a question, but if it's on the sheet, she ought to be present, I would think. Everybody else in here is here. I just got a little issue with that, but I just wanted to make it known that she needs to be here. Might mention that to her.
Duly noted.
Other than that, I'm good with it.
I think, yeah, it makes sense if someone does have something on that agenda that could be questioned, they should be here regardless of which office it is. Good with everything else?
I'm good.
Well, I move we approve the items listed on the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Had a motion and a second to approve the items listed on the consent agenda. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. We'll move into deliberate and consider action on the following items. Number 11, update from Jimmy Harness regarding drought conditions and burn ban status.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning, Jim.
We're sitting on the KVDI, we're sitting at 587. So it has dropped significantly since the last time we met. We are getting some illegal violations, not a lot, but a few during this current burn ban. And since the moisture content has gotten a little better, and it looks like we have an okay chance of some more precipitation, I would recommend to the court that we do away with the burn ban temporarily, with the understanding that if it gets dry again, I would bring it back before you, or the judge would. Give those folks a chance to burn, but that's my recommendation.
I'm gonna make a motion to take the burn ban off.
Second.
Motion and a second to lift the burn ban, effective immediately.
There's quite a few ranchers, knock some brush.
Very good. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Number 12, to discuss, consider, take action, any necessary action on subdivision applications, the note of the known exceptions considered in any request for variances. We have two. Exception A is Heller, Precinct 1, and B, exception request is Goss, Precinct 3. Heller, Precinct 1.
So just right quick, since we're on the subdivision agenda item, we do have a truck stop coming to the county in the southwest corner of 97 and Interstate 10. But that'll be for future agenda item on that. On the Heller, I believe I was out and Greg handled the initial exception off of County Road 342. They've come back, talked to Commissioner Matias, and wanted to make a little change on it. It's not that big a deal. He's aware of it. I believe they spoke to him. And this is just to get it on the agenda to make that correction so that it's accurate at our office.
Yes, sir. Commissioners, Judge, we had discussed it previously where Mary was going to do the acre for the home and then sell the rest, and then Tony Lamas, as it reads, was purchasing the other part. Well, then the son wanted an acre, so, and there's two houses side by side, so so now I went out there, so it's house here and then house here, so big mix. We can make an exception for that. Okay. Make a motion, do the exception on Heller, Precinct 1.
Motion and exception, motion and a second for the exception for Heller on Precinct 1. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Exception B, Goss, Precinct 3.
Yes, sir. I believe Commissioner Staton visited with Dick. So right there at the corner where the Diamond A convenience store is, there's a section between the convenience store parking lot and the state road that Dick has always maintained the garden there. So he's wanting to separate that little tract where he has the garden from the corporation that the store is under. So, but he understands that nothing can ever be built there. It's just for the garden. He wants to keep the garden in case the store has a sales transaction or whatever. He wants to keep it. Been there forever. And we were very informative to him that that 0.8 acre is not a buildable tract for a septic system, because you got to have 1 acre. So he understands that. So I don't see a problem with it as long as Commissioner Staton in the court is okay with it.
I'm gonna make a motion to Goss extension. We'll make that good.
Second.
Motion and a second to honor the Goss exception, Precinct 3. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Moving to 13, discuss with action resolution supporting legislation to exempt Texas counties from the state and hotel occupancy tax. And basically what this is a resolution that was sent out, that if, I guess, any of us, our employees attend anything, then we would be exempt from the hotel tax. So if y'all want, I will read the resolution. Resolution supporting legislation to exempt Texas counties from the state hotel occupancy tax. Whereas Texas counties are the functional arm of state government and are the responsibility for the operation and management of numerous state programs as required or authorized by state law. Whereas Texas counties provide essential state services to constitutes and at the local level, many of which are fully or partially supported with funds dispersed by the state of Texas throughout the state appropriations process. Whereas Texas counties are required by state law to provide for the continuing education and professional development of county officials and employees, often requiring traveling and overnight stay that are subject to the state Texas hotel occupancy tax. Whereas the state of Texas currently exempts from the hotel occupancy tax several entities, including federal agencies, state governmental officials, and employees, certain charitable, educational, and religious organizations, but does not exempt county government from their officials or their employees. Whereas when the county, as a political subdivision of the state, pays the state hotel occupancy tax from revenues generated through local property taxes as a result of an inefficient practice known as a tax churn, in which one taxing entity collects taxes from another taxing entity, ultimately increasing the financial burden on local property taxpayers. And whereas exempting Texas counties from the state hotel occupancy tax would reduce this inefficiency, improve governmental accountability, and help alleviate the impacts of rising local property taxes on Texas citizens. And whereas the exemption would further align counties with other government and non-profit entities already recognized under state law as exempt from this tax, ensuring consistent and equitable tax treatment across all public entities. You want to vote on that?
Is this currently a proposition, or is this currently just a?
Well, it's something that's in the works, but all the Texas counties are sending this in, so hopefully that it would go. It's kind of like what we did not too long ago where they were taxing us on fuel. I mean, you know, you got taxing entities, taxing entities, and I don't.
Well,
I mean, not that it would save an extreme amount of money, but it would definitely, you know, on everybody that goes.
Overall.
Yeah, overall.
It all adds up.
I agree.
That's for sure. Well, I move we approve the resolution supporting legislation to exempt Texas counties from the state hotel occupancy tax.
Motion and a second for a resolution supporting legislation to exempt Texas counties from the state hotel occupancy tax. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Now therefore it be resolved that the County Commissioners Court does hereby find that it is in the best interest of Texas counties and their taxpayers to support and favor the passage of the legislation that exempts counties, their officials, and their employees from paying state of Texas hotel occupancy tax when traveling on official county business. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution will be forwarded to the members of the Texas legislature representing this county and to the Texas Association of Counties for the distribution and advocacy in support of this legislation. Send that around the sign, and then we'll get it taken care of from there. All right, we move to 14, discuss with action changing temporary part-time employee to part-time employee under code enforcement. This is something that we had discussed last week, and in order to, I guess, make it proper so that we would be able to fall and coincide with the TCDRS, that instead of doing it as a temporary part-time employee, we just need to change it to a part-time employee.
Just terminology.
Just terminology, basically, is what it is, to make it work.
This is one agenda, right?
Yes.
Still the same.
Everything
Everything's
remains the
same,
same, just the title is changing.
That's right. I'll make a motion to change that temporary to part-time.
Second that.
All right. And a motion and a second to change the temporary part-time to part-time. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Number 15, discuss with action resolution of Gonzales County participating in the Guadalupe County Master Drainage Plan under the Texas Water Development Board Flood Infrastructure Fund, FIF, Flood Management Evaluations, the FME program. So I have a resolution here that I can read to y'all. A resolution of Gonzales County participating in the Guadalupe County Master Drainage Plan under the Texas Water Development Board Flood Infrastructure Fund, FIF, Flood Management Evaluation, FME program. Whereas Guadalupe County is preparing an application to the Texas Water Development Board under the Flood Infrastructure Fund, Flood Management Evaluations category for the development of a countywide master drain plan. Whereas the TWDB Rule 31 TAC 361.10 and the State Fiscal Year 24-25, the FIF intended use plan requires applicant to coordinate with all eligible political subdivisions within the watershed and allow those entities the opportunity to participate in the planning process. And whereas Gonzales County recognizes that a coordinated countywide drainage and flood mitigation plan is essential for the protection of public safety, reduce flood risk, improving infrastructure resilience, and support long-term community planning. Whereas participating in this plan, efforts do not obligate the Gonzales County to provide funding, but that ensures that its drainage concerns, data, and priorities are incorporated into the county-led evaluation. I'll read the rest if we vote that in.
And this is just the Texas Water Development Board?
Yes, sir. I'm sure that once we send this, we'll probably start getting a little bit more information. We may have to attend some type of events that will, I guess, enlighten us more on it.
And I know we've been getting those emails. I talked to you about that planning that they had on that watershed. Was that kind of?
Yeah, I would have think that that's part of it. I know that the state allocated a significant amount of money through the Texas Water Development Board. I've been involved in two of the initial discussions. One, the Mill Creek, which is Guadalupe County, but the watershed flows into, that's the one we were talking about. I've also been involved with the one in the Welder area that starts kind of at the Peach Creek area there with Welder, goes through downtown. They're just in the recommendation stage. There's also one here in town too that the city and I have been dealing with, and the city engineer, Mr. Shower, on some recommendations on the Tinsley Creek. So I'm assuming, Judge, that's part of this. I'm not quite sure. But if they reach out to us on any details, we'll make sure that the judge is aware of it, and if there's anything that I need to bring to court to kind of try to explain something, I'd be happy to do that.
Is GBR involved? I mean, are they part of this too, since it's all kind of Guadalupe?
I'm sure that since they're involved with the rivers, they're definitely involved in it, yes.
Yeah, they have regional floodplain stuff there at GBRA, I don't know, quarterly or something. I've attended a couple of them, but it's kind of a,
I think it'd probably be both the upper and lower.
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So, I don't know much about it. This must be the preliminary start of it. But
Yeah.
I'll make sure that we try to keep the court advised. So,
About 80% of our stuff comes from out of that county anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. Comes downriver.
A lot of it probably not that good.
Good. Well, I move we approve the resolution of Gonzales County participating in the Guadalupe County Master Drainage Plan under the Texas Water Development Board Flood Infrastructure Fund Flood Management Evaluation Program.
Second. Motion and second for Gonzales County to participate in the Guadalupe County Master Drainage Plan under Texas Water Development Flood Infrastructure Fund and Flood Management Evaluation. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the Gonzales County that one, Gonzales County hereby expresses its support for and formal participation in the Guadalupe County Master Drainage Program to be funded through the TWDB, FIF, and FME program. And number two, Gonzales County Judge is authorized to coordinate with Guadalupe County and its consultants providing relevant drainage data and participate in meetings associated with the development of the master drainage plan. And I would say y'all are also welcome to come along with me because I don't want to be the only one stuck with this. And number three, a copy of the resolution shall be provided to Guadalupe County for the inclusion of its officials file project and the TWDB requirement documentation passed and approved this 26th day of January 2026. All right. 16, discuss with action policy for non-essential personal holiday pay for employees working outside of normal duties. We put this on there due to the fact that it's involving the elections each year. Scott and Brian usually are in the middle of all of this. In the old days, we had ballots, so it was a whole different program. Now we have a huge amount of voting machines that have to be transported and set up the days before, and then after the election, it all has to be brought back. They have been working diligently in doing that. However, it has become a burden to the fact that it's messing up with the holidays, the holiday pay, their time off, and whatever the case may be. So I had got with Shauna, and we kind of discussed this, and also with Scott and Brian, and Tony was also present. We were trying to figure out a way to make this as inexpensive as we can for the county, but yet take care of the employees that are doing that. We do have the ability as a county to hire and have people haul this stuff, but the amount of it would be per election would be about $5,000. If we have 4 elections during the year, that would be $20,000. When we do have employees that are willing to do that, we just need to figure out a way to compensate, benefit them so that it does not affect their regular pay or their schedule or their holidays or whatever the case is. So what we kind of figured is that during that time, sometimes, I mean, they're out till 10 o'clock at night, depending on whenever all this stuff is over with, hauling and back and forth. And a lot of times this does fall on the holidays, which that is one of the biggest problems of the cause that we had. So we figured that if we would probably do this as a non-essential personnel holiday pay for employees that are working outside their normal duties, I guess you could say it's like an extra job or whatever if you wanted to call it that. And that it also could open up the door for any other employees because they're the only two that's doing it. There may be some other ones that may want to come in, learn. It gives them an opportunity to make a little extra money. And we were saying that if we did just pay them a 12-hour shift at time and a half, and I don't think it come out to about $300 and something per person, which If we went the other route, that would cost us $5,000 every time. And I mean, it's above and beyond their normal duty aspects. They've been doing it. They really haven't been complaining till recently, and I can understand once they kind of mentioned it, where it stands. So as long as there's not any objection to it, I think that would be a great way. And if some of the road and bridge folks may want to, throw in the hat and learn the deal, they could help also. But I'll turn it over to Shauna and let her explain anything else if she has anything.
So I looked back through some policies from the past few years, and in 24, the latest one, said anything over 40 hours, counting the holiday, they would get time and a half comp time. Policy before that said they would be paid out, no comp time. But our policy now doesn't state any of that. So if we wanted to give them, I mean, if they got time and a half comp time for that day, plus they're getting paid for the holiday, they're getting extra in the end. We just need to update our policy, however y'all want it. Comp time, or pay them out, or both, and they can decide. I don't.
Yeah, and this is, we didn't have this problem when we had actual ballots, but now that we have this stuff, I mean, there's a, yeah.
Because where you have the initial setup, is that, but that's kind of done on a normal schedule, or is that?
This time won't, because it fall on that holiday.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem, is the holidays itself.
Right, and then the pickup, that's the one that extends into the wee hours of the night, because then you gotta wait till after
Right, and that'll
closing
be,
and
yes.
picking up after hours.
Right.
Right.
And that's all, usually work that out as comp time or paid time. But back in 2012, it was we would just pay them. But that wasn't including holiday. That was, if it wasn't a holiday, if you worked anything outside your normal duties, we would pay you for that time. But now in 2024, during the holiday, you would get time and a half for that day. And you wouldn't have 90 days to use it or anything like that,
Right.
because it's outside your normal duties.
So this would just be, we would pay it out every time, or would it be?
Well, if they wanted comp time, they would just get comp time to
Okay.
use throughout the year or whatever.
Okay, the compact.
Right, or if they wanted to be paid, so it's up to y'all, you can have either or, y'all can put,
I would say,
Put that in the policy,
I would
either
put it
or,
as
but-
either or, because I think that, I don't want to mention, but some like comp time and some like pay. I know, and if it's not set in a 90-day go away period, that if you don't use it, then they can use it like maybe during deer season or whatever the case is that they have that they can add to it, so, yeah.
we just need to change the policy.
Well, we can just
To approve that.
draft that policy and put it up, and then that will give them the decision whether they want the comp time, the time and a half, or the pay. I'm good with it. I think that would be, because it's something that they do above and beyond. They don't have to do it, but they've been doing it, and it's worked good, but now we really need to address it.
And specific just to the election.
Just to do it?
Well, you could just say anything outside your normal duties if it fell on a holiday.
Yeah.
It's mainly just elections.
Mainly just elections, but if we did that, like she said, that would cover any and all.
Covered
Right.
everything, then.
For the next time if something,
Sure.
crazy happened.
You have a couple other people want to step in.
If y'all's guys, y'all have some guys that may want to
Well, I
do
mean,
it.
if they get burned out, they might get burned out.
Well, I think they're about somewhat to that point, but they can't burn out until we get some people trained, because there's a lot to it.
Sometimes we're able to do stuff on normal work hours. We pick up, when we go pick up equipment, it's during normal work hours and stuff. And we have at times been able to put out on normal work hours. But that holiday catches us. Now, when we pick up for early voting, that's always in the evening. It's after 7 o'clock or whatever, when they shut down, say they shut down Nixon, and we go down there. We have someone on us that they'll pick up welder for us, so we're running both ends of the county at the same time. We go to Nixon, we get back, and it throws us a little late, which is fine. But mainly it's that holiday, the holidays that catch us in there. And with the one that's coming up on March 2nd, Brian's gonna be gone. That's 13 locations that day to put out and stuff. And even though Joanne's there, because I don't know, even me, that's gonna be a long day. When we put out on that long day, we're able to load enough equipment in that trailer to normally make it to leave in, we grab a quick bite to eat, we reload, and then by the time we go back to Belmont and put out, and then we end up in Wells. That's a long day.
And I would offer to help too, but the thing about it is if you're on the ballot, you shouldn't even be anywhere close to that, so.
The reason this changed over because they changed the machines and now you gotta do
Well,
it.
the reason it changed over is we went from a written ballot to the machine.
Right.
And that's, yeah.
And before we could do it during the week.
Well, before you didn't have to worry about it because the election people had the ballots and they had all that stuff. They didn't have to carry them, they didn't have to worry about the machine.
Well, that's the reason it changed, you gotta make a change.
Yeah.
I understand.
And it'd be good for other precincts to
Give
help
out-
out that way.
yeah.
One of them knows, needs to take off, and the other one knows what to do until they kind of,
And
can go and be involved.
And I think since this year when the budget comes around, that might be something that we can look at in the election budget to put a value in there or an amount in there to cover that stuff for that, and we could just pay it out of that, unless you have any objections to that. But I think that would probably be the easiest to keep it all in elections. Or is it not? Nope.
If you're paying it out, yes. They're getting comp time and getting paid later though.
Gotcha.
And we not only, we do have, we just don't drop the equipment and let the election people deal with it. We've learned the locations, we've learned, oh, hey, we've got to have extra extension cords here, we've got to have this here, you've got to have this here. When we take it off the trailer, we actually help them set things up in there, in the positions at the locations, so that when they run the election, they're ready to go. And stuff. And that's just something the guy, anybody who wants to come in and do it, it's like, we set this up and, we take it down when.
Yeah, because y'all went on that other location, the new location, y'all went and see, well, we're gonna need extra extension cords, so that y'all kind of,
They changed one on us and we went in there and stuff, and it's like, oh, this isn't gonna work, we didn't have parts and stuff with us, we had to string a bunch of stuff together to get it to work.
And two, they have turnover within the people that work the elections, so if you just dump a bunch of stuff off and there are new people there, they won't know how to set it up, so.
Right.
Well, if y'all good, I'd make a motion for a non-essential personnel holiday pay for employees working outside of normal duties.
I'll say.
a motion and a second, for policy for non-essential personnel, holiday pay for employees working outside normal duties. And I guess we can come up with some, policy or whatever, we can run it through Eddie's office and then we can add it into the policy book. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Y'all good? All right, make sure y'all good, because y'all have been very valuable in this. I have to give y'all some credit on that. So, yes, thank you. Number 17 and 18, due to the weather conflicts, Mr. Duke had called. He said he could have done it on video, but I figure it would be better for him to be here in person. So as long as this is taken, I don't think till the next court date is going to be that big of a deal, so he'll be back during that time. So I guess we can table 17 and 18 until the next agenda. Everybody good with that?
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Motion for that.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I move we table item 17 and 18 until next week.
Second.
Motion and a second to table item 17 and 18 on the regarding the annex building project and the Randall Rather building to the next agenda. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner Roy.
Second and motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Carol said I needed to show these to you. Get it to you, permit.